Hey y'all, it's Cole. I'm back again. I told y'all 10 minutes last time, but I definitely lied. So I'm not going to give you a time, but it won't be very long. But y'all, I have a question. It's a serious question. And don't make me laugh. But, like, the topic today is, do we go together? And, like, what does that mean? Because I'm really unclear about it. Like, how do I decide, or how do we decide that we go together? Because I know in high school, when I was in high school, you know, I dated this boy. He was so cute. I really fumbled the bag on that, but that's another topic for a different day. And I really hope he's not listening, because he's married and has a cute little kid, and good for them. Bad for me, great for them. I will never hate on somebody that went on and did all the things that I want to do. So good for y'all. I support that 1,000%. You know, if y'all had let me, I would have sang y'all's wedding. But back to the topic. Do we go together? And how do I know? In high school, I dated this boy. Okay. We loved each other. So I thought, you know, and I think we did. Honestly, I think we did. There's a lot of love there. But I knew because he was like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, yes. And that was it. And so that meant that he was my boyfriend, I was his girlfriend, and nobody else could talk to either one of us. It was exclusive. Everybody in the school knew, and that was that. Same thing in college. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes. Same thing in my 20s. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes. But now I'm feeling like that you know, scenario, that math is not mathing, because I done went with all these people and I'm still single. So what does that mean now past 30? Because to me, it can't mean the exact same thing. To me, something about it has to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more definite than you my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend. What, okay, I've been a girlfriend before and you've been a boyfriend before. What's going to be different this time over 30? That's the question I have for you. And that's something that I've been wrestling with for myself, because now in my head, first of all, I want to know, how long do we date before we go together? And then once we go together, does that mean that you're planning on being my husband? And we go together real bad? Like real bad? Like real bad. Like, you my man, I'm your girl. And in about a month or two, I'm going to have a ring. Probably not a month though, because like we talked about the pressure. So I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on that man. But yeah. I have Felicia and Abru in the studio. Like, did y'all go together?
I think we went together. What you think, Al?
Yeah, we went together because you wouldn't have no other way. You know?
And it was after 30 to the audience. So we were 32, I think, when we first started dating. And in my mind, if we went together, we was preparing for the ultimate marriage. Now, he didn't ask me, you know, after we started going together.
Wait, he didn't ask you to go together?
No, I don't think we just...
That's the thing about 30 plus, yeah.
After about the third or fourth date, we kind of just, we knew it was... We spent time and we talked, so we, hey, this...
Wait a minute, time out, run this back. Because now I'm confused. So he didn't ask, and it was after the third or fourth date that y'all decided to, quote unquote, go together.
It was unspoken. It kind of was like... Because he had his dating app still open. I was like, I'm closing my dating app. Mm-hmm. And I expected him to say he was closing his. And he didn't say that. And so I was like, I know this person didn't just like hear me say I'm closing my dating app, and he just going to leave his open. Ooh. But he was like, yeah, I got it to the end of the month. So when was it, Abru? When did you say? Because I don't know if we ever said it, but it was kind of understood.
It probably about the fourth date. You know, after my dating app expired. You know, man.
See there, just terrible.
You know, I had to get my money's worth.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, honestly, it probably about the third or fourth date. But you know what? I would say probably about the fourth date, and then we started talking every day. Then our conversations was getting longer and longer and longer, more detailed, and so at that point it was unspoken word, but we was exclusive.
Okay, exclusive. But okay, so my generation, we seem to think like after a year and a half, you know.
Damn.
Thank you. That's
take
what
that
I'm
long?
saying. Yeah. They have these little breaks like, oh, at 6 months, I'm going to reevaluate. At a year, then, you know, I should know if I want to marry this person. I feel like at this big age, you should know what you like and dislike and what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. And if you do not, then hear me, don't date. Like, date casually. Go out and interact. That's what I mean by date casually. Go out, interact with, meet these people, see what they're up to, see what you like about them, see what you like about somebody else. Do that and be very clear that that's all you're doing. I'm just trying to get to know you so that you can and really figure out what it is that should be on your list. Then, yes, we can seriously date, and then we can talk about do we go together. But don't be trying to go with people if you don't know what you want.
Yes.
And make sure they know that y'all not together. Because see, there's some people out here in their mind y'all go together, but then you say, "Hey, I'm just still dating," and now they got an attitude and all kind of stuff too.
I'm trying to bust the windows out your car. Did y'all see? It's older. This girl, she poured gasoline in this man's Jeep. About blew herself up. Okay, that is a result of miscommunication. Somebody should have told them that they don't go together for real. Okay, let's back to vulnerability. Do we go together? Yes or no? But like, y'all didn't even ask. No. See, I want to be asked.
You gotta be clear. And I think that, I don't know how we just ended up on the same page. We just ended up on the same page, but looking back on it, it should have been something that we were like, okay, we're clear. I'm not going to date anybody else. Whether you use the term, we go together, whatever. Going steady. This is another old one. But yeah, you should be clear.
Yeah. But I don't understand you said something about a year and a half before you know it.
Okay. So I had a guy tell me that after a year and a half, then you should know if you want to marry that person. And if after a year and a half that you've been dating and or quote unquote going together, if they haven't said anything, then you need to move on.
I think after 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, because I knew I was going to marry my wife within 6 months.
Did she know that you knew that you was going to marry her?
Well, it's up to the man to determine to marry the woman. But she was ready for marriage, but I knew that from the actions of her and how she treated me and things she was willing to sacrifice, I knew within that 6 months, 180 days that I was going to marry this woman here.
And I would say that I knew, and I just had this theory with all my dating. At around about 3 months, I knew whether it was a go or no go. Whether I was going to remain engaged. And in my 20s, especially in my late 20s, I was starting to feel the pressure of, my biological clock is ticking. And so a lot of times I would end things with people around 3 months because some things would be, as you date, some things become evident. You get more information. And I knew if I'm interested to keep going or not. And I wasn't willing to give people past 3 months, just to be honest.
Girl. Some of us really need to reevaluate how we're dating because it sounds like we're dating horribly. Sounds like we're wasting people's time, especially based on what I know about my generation. So, like the millennials, I can't speak for any generation that came before me, but my generation is clearly wasting people's time, and it's disrespectful. Y'all, we got to do better. If we're really serious about changing the narrative around the dating pool, because I know y'all like to be on Twitter talking about the dating pool is pissy, then we have got to change ourselves in order for the pool to get clean. We got to get out of the pool. And we've got to put some Clorox tabs in there. And that Clorox tab is you going and doing the work for yourself first. And then going to date and being clear and intentional. Again, not bullying these people. I know we didn't hear either one of them say, oh, you better be knowing what you want from me after 3 months. No, she knew that in her head. And Abram knew that after 6 months in his head. He didn't go to her and say, well, you better be ready to marry me because I'm ready to marry you. That's not how this goes. We are desperate in the sense that we want something. We long for something. But we are not desperate in the sense that we should bully people into wanting what we want. And that's our problem right now. And I can admit that I've done the same thing. I've sat down with somebody and said, well, after this many months, I want this. After this many months, I want that. If this isn't happening, and honestly, I pushed them away. Because in their head, that's all they could think about. You know, a man, they like to fill needs. And he felt like after this many months, I don't think that I'll be ready to do that. Not that I don't want to do it. But I just know that I won't be ready. And if that's her cutoff, then I'm not going to make it. So I might as well cut it off now. So he was mature enough to make that decision and end it. But my generation, and he's funny enough younger than me, my generation would just drag it on out. And we've got to stop doing that. We've got to stop doing that. Do we go together? I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. I want to be asked. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely 100% want this man to write me a letter and say, do we go together, check yes or no? I would think that was so cute. I love corny men. I love it. I like the man who laughs at his own jokes. I feel like that's vulnerable, and I can rock with that. You may not like that. You may not like a corny man or a corny woman, but I do. So it sounds like I just need to communicate that. At some point, hey, you know, I know we've been dating and I really enjoy this and this is no pressure, but if you want us to really go together and be exclusive, can you write me a cute little note? I mean, it sounds silly, but what do I look like being mad at this man for something I never told him? I look crazy. That's not fair. That's not fair to him. It's not fair to our relationship. It's not fair to anything that we're building. So as you're trying to determine, do we go together, I challenge you to, one, be vulnerable. Stay that way. I know it's scary sometimes, but it's okay. We'll make it. We will make it. 2, be reasonable, y'all, in your expectation. And set some clear boundaries for yourself. You know that after 3 months, if this man is not checking this box or this woman is not checking these boxes, I need to just go ahead and let her go and send her on her way, or let him go and send him on his way. It doesn't have to be this dramatic bad breakup. Doesn't have to be that. Just, hey, you know what? I really respect you and this is not working. That's it. Leave it at that. So I'm going to challenge you guys to go out, keep enjoying life, keep seeing what's around you, stay vulnerable, and figure out, communicate. Do we go together? That's my show. I'll see y'all next time.